We need the Brooklyn College community to understand that safety for some is terror for others. As someone who was first put in handcuffs at the age of 12, badges, uniforms, and guns do not symbolize safety. This is no different whether profiled on the streets or walking on campus.
Ensuring the safety of our students, faculty, and staff is imperative. But what do we mean by safety? We reject the notion that the NYPD, which targets Black and Brown students, faculty, and staff with violence and harassment, keeps us safe. We know that policing developed to keep white people and property safe from Black people. You may feel police presence makes you feel safe, but that is not the reality for many of our people.
The Brooklyn College administration repeatedly claims that there is no formal or substantial relationship between the campus and the NYPD, but past behavior and the continued presence of NYPD on campus, informal or otherwise, proves that this is not true. In fact, the current agreement between CUNY and its police force dates back to the early 1990s, when CUNY signed the current Memorandum of Understanding with the NYPD after a string of anti-austerity student protests. This agreement allows the police on campus in certain non-emergency situations and supposedly permits all public service employees to use our campus restrooms. However, as Crystal will now share with us, we know that that is not the case.
Exactly. In fact, my partner who came to campus in uniform once, who is a licensed paramedic, was not allowed on campus to use the facilities. So he is resigned to not return because of his treatment on campus.
And while what Crystal's describing is a nonviolent situation, we know that the threat of violence is really always present. At a CUNY-wide level, campus safety includes nearly 700 what they call peace officers, who are New York State appointed officers with the right of arrest and the use of deadly force. All campus security officers are trained actually in the same academy as the NYPD, and NYPD are regularly called to CUNY campuses when students protest. CUNY students have been demanding that this change for a long time now, and just this past January, CUNY students joined high school students from across New York City to demand cops out of their schools. To hear more, we're going to turn to anthropology major, Brooklyn College student Bilal Khan, who talks about his experience as president of the Islamic Society at Brooklyn College.
Thank you to all of the organizers and people who spent their countless hours and time to put together this beautiful event. I'm the president of the Islamic Society on campus, and if you guys don't know, about maybe like 5 to 10 years ago, the NYPD actually sent an informant to Brooklyn College to spy on Muslim students by the name of Mel. So this woman, Mel, she comes to the college and she pretends to become a Muslim, or she accepts Islam. She accepts Islam and she says that she's a Muslim now, and she continues to spy on students on campus. And later on, the news became public that this woman was actually an informant for the NYPD. And she attended countless number of personal private events of students in our clubs. And after this incident occurred and after everything cleared up and it became apparent that she was an informant, nobody apologized to the Islamic Society or to the club or to even the people who were directly affected by this woman coming and spying on the members of our club. And you might be asking yourself, like, okay, this was in 2015 or whatever the case may be. How does it affect us now? Well, it still affects us because we still have students coming into our club room saying, we want to sit with you guys, we want to talk to you guys, we want to come to your guys' events. But, you know, we remember that maybe like their brother or their sister or siblings, or maybe some of their friends or relatives, they remember that incident and they warned them of not going there. So people want to come to our club, they want to come to our meetings, they want to attend our events, but they're unsure of. And that small statement, that small question of what if, it still hurts them. It's a question in their mind. It's put into their mind that what if there's someone listening in on our conversations? What if there's someone here who's, you know, trying to pry into our privacy or try to look into our personal lives, right? So, and not only that, but the Brooklyn College administration, they never apologized for what happened. They acknowledged, they said, yeah, there was an informant, but no formal apology was ever given to any members of the club, to anybody who was directly affected by this.
As Bilal recounts so powerfully, many of our students have had past traumatic encounters with the NYPD. His testimonial confirms that the NYPD has done lasting harm to members of our Muslim community. In addition to Muslim profiling, Black and Latinx students, both on campus and off, have directly experienced abusive policing, as Professor Johnson mentioned already. More importantly, many have experienced or witnessed more traumatic police violence, such as the beating or killing of themselves, their friends, and family members. For many undocumented students, any police encounter raises fears of potential deportation if they should end up getting arrested, even by mistake. Research shows that for Black people in particular, exposure to police, even in mundane situations, places them under such a high level of stress that it affects health outcomes in measurable ways.
With the routine execution of Black people by police officers, it is a callous mistake to underestimate the level of discomfort felt by students, faculty, and staff from negative interactions with law enforcement. These practices reinforce anti-Blackness by dehumanizing those who are disproportionately targeted by police. In addition, campus safety exists on campus to separate the majority Black neighborhood of Flatbush from the resources, opportunities, and learning that is centered at the college.
President Anderson, make it clear that you will not allow NYPD on campus. We call on you to make a public statement to the NYPD and to Mayor de Blasio about the harms done to students by years of undercover surveillance. We ask you to commit to the work of reimagining what safety means by providing resources for services that actually care for our students, such as funding to secure culturally competent mental health professionals and by expanding the services they provide to students.